Hey everyone, it's Jordan Faith. Here on my channel, I do lots of things with Curly Girl Method products and techniques. If that's something you're interested in, please subscribe. I upload a new video every Thursday. Today, instead of doing another experiment or showing off some different products, I'm going to be talking about my Curly Girl Method journey so far. Scratch that. This video is actually going to be about my hair journey throughout my entire life. My Curly Girl Method journey pretty much started exactly when I started my Instagram, which is linked in the description, and this YouTube channel. So it's all documented there. This is going to give you a little bit of a glimpse into my hair history prior to and through the start of Curly Girl Method. Enjoy! I was going to wait to talk about this until I'd been doing it for a full year, but I'm at just about 9 months in now, and a lot of you have been requesting this, so we're going to talk about that today. Before we get started, if you want to know how I styled my hair today, I used these products right back here, and you can check out this video to watch the entire wash day. All right, now let's get started. I am not a wavy girl that found out I have wavy hair because of TikTok or anything like that. I have always known my hair was textured, but my hair has definitely gone through a lot of different phases throughout my life. When I was very little, I had what a lot of babies and toddlers have, little baby curls that I eventually grew out of. And for a few years, my hair was practically straight. And then when I was around 11, and I hit puberty, my hair started to change again, and it started getting very frizzy and curly. And I just could not figure out how to take care of it. Most of the people I knew, whether adults or kids my age, would straighten their hair. I think pretty much every girl I went to elementary and middle school and then high school with would straighten their hair. They would wake up early every morning and wash and blow dry and straighten their hair. And I just couldn't get on board with that. I didn't take a lot of pride in my appearance when I was younger, and unfortunately I had very low self-esteem. And because of that, I just didn't want to put a lot of time or effort into the way that I looked, because I didn't feel like it would make a difference. So usually my hair looked something like this. I would only wash it once or twice a week, which is still what I do now. I've done that the majority of my life, because it never really got greasy fast. It was always very dry, but I was by no means following the Curly Girl method. I would brush my hair dry, even though I knew that it looked really bad when I did that. But if I didn't brush it, it would get tangly. So I would usually brush it and throw it up in a ponytail. A very frizzy, poofy ponytail. For special events, I would straighten it. For even more special events, I would have my mom curl it. But on an everyday basis, I wouldn't really do anything with it. I would either throw it up in a ponytail as it was, or I would dry brush it and then throw it up into a poofy ponytail. My mom went to cosmetology school when she was younger, and so growing up, she would always cut our hair, and she would always do our hair if we wanted it done, and she would color our hair if we wanted it. I didn't know how to style my hair, so I never wanted a fancy haircut, I never wanted layers, I never wanted anything that would make it poofier. I always just had her cut it straight across, one length, and I liked it long because if it were short, I just felt like I looked like a fluffy mess. I remember having red hair in like 8th grade, and then I decided I wanted blonde hair. Actually, I think I had blonde hair even earlier than that in middle school, when I wanted to dress up as Hannah Montana, and I thought I was being so cool by dyeing my hair, well, bleaching my hair, so that it was actually blonde. And then everyone kind of made fun of me that I didn't just get a wig and I actually bleached my hair. So that didn't really turn out the way that I expected. But since I was young, I always liked coloring my hair. Well, having my mom color my hair. And even though I didn't really know what to do with it, and I didn't really think it looked all that good ever, except for when it was really smooth and straight, I've always had fun with changing up the color and things like that. So I've done red, I've done blonde, I've done tricolor blonde, I've done blonde with pink tips or blue tips. I've had my natural brown, which I have now. I have had pastel pink. I have had purple. I have had bright pink and all the fading of the colors in between. And fortunately for me, despite being pretty self-conscious, I wasn't overly self-conscious about my hair after a while. So when I finally started having fun with my hair and coloring it, when it would grow out, I didn't care about my roots. Didn't faze me, didn't bother me one bit that you could see my brown hair growing out. So that was really helpful when I wanted to get rid of all that damaged bleached hair and just grow out my normal hair and start fresh. So I've done that a few times throughout my life, and most recently before starting the curly girl method, I had my mom bleach all of my hair. I dyed it pastel pink, and then when that faded out, I dyed it hot pink, and then when that faded out, I dyed it purple, and when that faded out, I dyed it pink again, each time not redoing my roots, just coloring the hair that had already been bleached. And then after that last pink, I decided to just let it fade and let it grow, and that's when I started looking into the curly girl method. I've said this before, you might have already heard it. I finally took the leap to start the curly girl method after I stumbled across one of Wavy Curly Courtney's videos on YouTube, and I just thought her hair was absolutely beautiful, and it wasn't super curly, and so I thought it might be fitting for me. Because just like hormones changed my hair during puberty, hormones changed my hair again through my pregnancies. And so instead of being super puffy and frizzy and curly, my hair went to being flat and smooth, but still wavy curly. It still gets frizzy, but it doesn't really get super poofy anymore. So I'm kind of relearning, and have been for the past 2 years. It's really strange to me to have smooth, shiny hair. I am not used to having hair that people will really like. My confidence has grown a ton in the past 6 or 7 years, and I'm so grateful for that. So I don't find my worth in what other people think or say about my hair. But it is really interesting that a lot of people like my hair now, and I'm really glad that I'm finally learning how to style and take care of it in a way that really works for me. I had heard about the curly girl method years ago, and I'd looked into it a few times, but I never committed. I had tried going without shampooing, but not following the curly girl method because I didn't quite understand it when I was younger, like in high school, and that didn't work. So my hair routine from when I was in high school to right before I started the curly girl method was always just brush my hair right before I took a shower while it was dry, even though I could see it kind of breaking off in the brush. Then I would shampoo. I will say I've always shampooed correctly. I've always just shampooed my scalp because my mom taught me to do that. And I've always done conditioner from just the mids down and just getting a little bit at the hairs at the top of my head. So I've always done those steps. And then I would get out of the shower, and even though I knew that it wasn't that great to use a terry cloth towel, it was just what I had and what was most convenient. So I would throw my hair up in a terry cloth towel in the normal twisty that we all know. And then I would take it down a few minutes later after I'd gotten dressed. And then I would just rake in a quarter-sized amount of Garnier Sleek and Shine leave-in conditioner. And I did that for years and years and years and years. And I just used whatever shampoo looked pretty or smelled pretty, usually Herbal Essences or Pantene or Suave, but nothing that was curly girl method approved. I never in a million years would have thought that I should use gel on my hair. And even now, 9 months into this almost, it's still crazy that I never thought of using gel, and I never realized these concepts on my own. So when I finally decided I would jump into actually doing the curly girl method, my hair had grown out to right at my shoulders almost. So I just had my mom cut it all off and give me some layers, and there I was, starting with virgin, which is unbleached, uncolored, fairly healthy hair because I never wanted to take the time to blow dry and straighten it. So I'm really grateful for that I wasn't starting out with any heat damage to speak of. And I had already worked for a year and a half, 2 years, on growing out my bleach damage. So I was very fortunate to start with a pretty decent canvas. I didn't have a ton of damage to try to repair or grow out anymore. It was just a matter of me learning what products my hair liked and learning the techniques. The techniques are so important, and I'm so grateful for the curly girl method. I do modify it a little bit. I pretty much stick to avoiding the ingredients that they say to avoid and using all the good ones, but I do brush my hair in the shower. Very rarely I will brush my hair dry, and there's a few other modifications that I make because my hair is wavy and easily weighed down and just not all that curly. Let me know if you want to see a video talking about all the curly girl modifications that I make for my hair. But even still, I am so grateful for it, and I am so grateful that Black women have pioneered this movement and shared all of these concepts and ways to care for your hair. We would not know what we were doing with our hair without Black women. And so I think it's essential to acknowledge that. They really paved the way and opened the doors and are still the ones making these amazing companies that have these wonderful ingredients that actually work for textured hair. And yes, all hair is different. Of course, not everything works for everyone. Some products are too heavy for some products are too light, some techniques work for you, some techniques won't work for you. But we have all these options, and it's just truly so amazing. And I'm very happy to be able to support tons of Black-owned, women-owned businesses. It really is amazing the difference in quality compared to just a large company trying to make products that say curly on them and products that are actually made with curly hair in mind. So that's pretty much my hair journey. So after I had my hair cut, I just jumped right in, even though I had a 2-week-old baby. I kept my routine really simple, and then just a few weeks in, when I felt like I had a grasp on what I was doing, I decided to start this YouTube channel because I knew how frustrating and overwhelming it could be in the beginning, and I felt like I had done a lot of research and I was taking the time to try different things and learn anyway. So I just decided I would film it and share it with all of you in hopes that I could help some other people learn how to take care of their hair and style it in a way that makes them feel confident and happy about themselves. It really sounds like so far I have helped a few of you. I'm so happy to know that. I love when you reach out. I love when you comment and tell me that something worked great for you. And I'm just so happy that these videos are starting to have the impact that I intended. And I hope they can continue to help lots of other people. So that's pretty much my whole hair journey. Please let me know in the comments if you could relate with anything that I said. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my content, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos. I'll see you next time.